Can you hear me? Let me know down below if you can hear me, because then we got 50% of this little show going. And first of all, let me know how you lovely, lovely, sexy looking people are doing. So, Stuffland is here from South Korea. Where were you, President, today? I saw that your president, he did not want to speak or see Nancy Pelosi. Well, you know, I don't blame him. I wouldn't, if Nancy came and wanted to visit me, I would also say I'm on vacation. Hey, thank you so much, Heat. I mean, my soul brother. Oh, yeah. So what are we gonna do today? I felt, and I'm happy, after the stream yesterday, I felt I got a few questions that perhaps I went through it all a little too quick, and I think I didn't really make a point, or it was not really understood what I was trying to explain with yesterday's Polkadot ecosystem and the relationship to Aave, to Compound, to Curve and Balancer. So I thought today we will just do it nice and easy and only go through that. You know, I always try to, I make a, a lot of pressure on myself trying to deliver lots of news, and sometimes, probably it just goes, I don't even really explain it the way that it's supposed to when I jump or fly over it. So I was happy that I got those questions, and so we're gonna go over it nice and easy because, it is so vital to understand, and it is both good for the Polkadot ecosystem and it is also good for Ethereum. So it's good for everything that has to do with the blockchain. So so I thought that's what we're gonna do today. And it also took me a while to understand it, and I'm actually proud of being able to share it. So to understand this opportunity there is with it all. And of course, before we're going to go in and explain that, we do need to just check up on the markets and see what Pelosi has been up to. But I do think it's funny that the South Korean president told, what's his name, Kim Yin-pyo, he told that he was on vacation. As I said, I would also not want to see him. Anyway, guys, let's start. And I think it goes a little something like this. I want to welcome you to Crypto Never Sleeps. And in case you're new to this channel and you want to stay on top of the crypto world, well then please hit like, smash subscribe, so that you can be notified every time we upload new videos, so that you can, and this is really important to me, protect your wealth, preserve your wealth, and ultimately increase your wealth. My name is Nico Arachi, and I love the Polkadot ecosystem. Oh, yeah. First things first, and then I will right to CryptoGoggy then after that. First things first, we got to look at the level of market manipulation and what's going on with the market. So we are seeing, what we're seeing Bitcoin down 3.3% at 22,500. So we saw the low of the day was at 22,400. We got Ethereum also down 3.16%. So today they're very much both 3% down. We got Cardano at 49 cents on the dollar, and I feel like every time in the last week Cardano's been hovering around the 49 to 52 cent on the dollar, and DOT is trading at $8, also down 3%. So we all got them down more or less the same, And again, when we look at the chart, we can see it's more or less the same movements, right? Why do I always point this out? I point this out because I don't believe that if you were holding any of these coins, that you exactly decided this time at 7:45 my time that now was the time to go in and sell, right? We are now, where are we? We're having a Thursday today, right? And so we are getting closer and closer to ending the week. We can see the Bitcoin down a little. Based on this thing, I think we could see 21,500. I said that, I think, 2 days ago or 3 days ago. We probably could go down and hit it. I would see that would be the low for this week, actually. Now I'm really talking technical things, but we have talked about this, as I said, a few days ago. So I could imagine go down, but I don't think we're going to break through the 7-day moving average. So it looks like we are going to, let's see what's going to happen the next 3 days, but it could be that we will stay above the 7-day moving average. Still believe that we're going to go down further, but let's see. But I also see when other YouTubers start screaming about 12,000, then it's scary, right? Then it's scary. When we look at Ethereum, we can see that Ethereum has a lot more room should it go down. And I don't think we're going to see Ethereum go down to 1,400. You never know, right? But, and I also think that Ethereum is becoming more dominant. But on the other hand, we can see that this jump up here, so we might go, I don't even know, slightly higher. But we would have to see, because we also don't know how long we could go sideways. But if we were to take in the past crashes, somewhere around September to October, November, and that time is the time where we should actually reach the third leg or the low, according to what I, kind of believe. But let's see. Remember, the trend is your friend. Are we going to turn around? Well, then we have to, we have to follow that and benefit from it. I want to look what's going on. Today I didn't. So here we got Binance is up. It's good. I love it when something is against the trend. And remember, Binance is basically, I mean, it's almost like Binance should be number one, because they're really generating profit, right? And massive profits, right? CC, he's a very wealthy individual. XRP, what a shitcoin. I mean, are they generating any profits? Maybe for Ripple. Maybe. But, I mean, let's look at the chart. It's been a while since I looked at the XRP chart. Let's see what's going on there. Let's see. Oh, well, I don't know. Anyway, I mean, if you look at it like that, there would be lots of potential if it would reach its previous all-time high. But more than that, we can see it looks like overall, it's a little bit of a down day, right? Very much a down. Then we got Phantom up 4%. I love when we have something going against the trend. Again, Chili's. We were talking about Chili's very briefly yesterday. And it was announced 2 days ago that Chili's are investing 100 million into the NFT platform of Barcelona. And it was also funny. Actually, this is when you go in, let's go and have a look at Chili's. Because when you look at when they really started pumping, it was a few days, just a few days. Where do we have it here? Yeah. I think it's this one here. I hope it's this one. Yep, here we go. Let's look at the daily. Here we can see that Chili's really, like a few days before it got announced, it really started breaking up. Now, is that insider? Is that market manipulation? It was just, I guess there was a few people that knew that they were going to come out with a news of Barcelona, and obviously that has brought some fire to Chili's. Again, Chili's is a market leader of, I would say, of the NFT space, and especially when it comes into NFTs, ticketing in the sporting across the globe. By the way, everything I say and do here is not financial advice. Remember, you have to do your own research, and I do mine. Engine on the wall is up. Good to see 5%. Remember, you can also, if you're using Binance, you can stake Engine coin together with USDT, generating around, I think, 30 to 40% APR, which we are doing. Okay, so we can see a little bit down, and that's, but no massive news. Okay, let's go and see how all you sexy looking people are doing today. And so who is here? I can see all my sweethearts are here. Southpaw Tony. We got Crypto Goggy, Crypto Stan, Blockchain Betty, J Dobbs. What happened to Bear Dobbs? We got Dima is here, and Fran. Tom B, good to see you. Voodoo Rob. Yeah, I like a little voodoo. We need some voodoo currently. What's going on? And Stuffland for South Korea, only representing South Korea here. We got Den. How are you? Good. How are you? Good to good to see you. And yes, I am the clown. Are you referring to your president? VeChain is finally waking up. Dominic is saying yes, and thank God. But VeChain is a project that I absolutely think is going to succeed. It has it has been able to create an offside ecosystem where it is really bringing utility, it's bringing value, and they are implementing and executing. I mean, to perfection. So VeChain, yes, that is a good thing. We got NK. How are you doing? And RTT646. Good to see you. I'm so happy when people, and Jerome is here. Good to see you. I'm so happy when you guys write me a little thing because, you know, I'm complaining. We're the littlest channel, right? But yesterday I looked at Bitboy, and soon I will be, you know, they invited me to Around the Block again. But I was also looking, they got 1.5 million subscribers, and you know, yesterday they had, I think, like, I don't know, 6,000 or 7,000 views of Around the Block. So I guess percentage wise it's okay if it's only the 10 of us today. How many? Yeah. Yes, am I still cleaning out? I'm still cleaning out. Yes, I am still cleaning out, and I know I owe you. Really have to do. I'm trying to set up this portfolio, cryptocurrency portfolio update, that it is better to present it to you guys. So I am every day really working hard on trying to make everything better. There's just not time enough in the day. But cleaning out is going good, and I think that actually should lead us into the Polkadot thing that we talk about. So why don't we, I think we should jump into the Polkadot, not issue, but topic, and then let's look at some news after, if anybody wants to look at news. I think that's a good thing, right? Yeah, so let's go. First of all, what we need to look at is that today, boom, today is the 4th, right? So let's go first look at Acala, because remember, they had an announcement that they would start a new liquid staking pool, and there will be 50% rewards. And I was pretty excited for Kitty. So, you know, we added some Acala, and we freed them, and we were ready. But I did also share this in the Telegram group. But look at this. This is not Kitty's portfolio with 0, but this is the one we use here on the streaming computer after being phished twice. So when you go in here, remember, you go in here, you log in, then you can see all your money. We don't got any, but on this one at least. Then you go to earn, remember, and then you go to collateral staking. And here, 2 days ago, they didn't have this collateralized Acala pool. Now we have it. And I did get a little bit surprised when I saw 3.74%. Now, you know, in the Telegram group, who was it? Novitsky, I think, he added and said, well, you know, at least we know it's not a shitcoin, and that is true. That is true. I had expected more. I don't know. I was also thinking, did I miss something? How 3.7? How can they promote it like this is something great? You see, so what I did instead, you know, Kitty will kill me if I'm gonna allocate the Acala tokens for 3.74%, when you in fact can just go into provide to be a liquidity provider. So if you go in, you can see here, if you would provide Acala, 50% of Acala tokens, 50% of aUSD, and you can generate almost 20%. So that's the road that we went down. Just so to stake, I've learned about impairment loss, but I'm hesitant. Okay, we will do that. Let me just see. Yeah, so let me just first see here. First tier finish. So we chose to provide liquidity to Acala and aUSD at 19%. And then we also don't have to wait 90 days in order to get our 50% bonus of 3.74%. I mean, that's a joke, I find. Okay. Providing liquidity, yes. And it is also for Jerome Harris, my good friend. Could you maybe explain and give me a scenario of becoming a liquidity provider to stake? I've learned about impermanent loss, but I'm hesitant being a liquidity provider. Yes, I can. Now, we have also spoken about this, you know, many times, right? But the most important thing is, first of all, impermanent loss. Yes, you're right. And I have referred to this before. Let's go in. There's something called whiteboard crypto. And what they, and I love it. It's so simplistic, but it is it really, it is everything you need in order to understand impermanent loss. So let me just see it 1 second. I just need to so here we go. So you go in here, and then, for example, you can do simple, simple, and advanced. We will jump right to advanced because it is not that difficult. So now let's assume, and let's make an assumption with Acala and aUSD, right? So we have an altcoin, which is Acala, and we have a stable coin, which is the aUSD. And we will put in, let's say $100, right? So we will put in, the first one, we'll put the altcoin in. We will put, what is the price of Acala? Now then you have to kind of calculate, but let's say quantity 50, right? We put 50, let's assume that the price here, no, you put in 5, and let's assume that the price is $10. $10, that is then good. So here, number of tokens on the right side, we are going to have the stable coin. And the stable coin, right, is always $1. So we will put in 50, and the price is $1, right? So token A is the altcoin, 5 tokens. It's currently priced at $10, 50%, and the other 50% is the number of tokens, 50 altcoin, stable coins at $1. So the total investment that we have here is, see if I can make it bigger. Yeah, great. So the total investment we have is $100. Now, let's say that the altcoin moves up 15%, right? So you just put in 15. Now, the altcoin is obviously not going to change, right? $1 is $1. So there you just put 0. I love it. So the liquidity pool value is, you will then see that the price went up 15%, right? Now the price is $11.5, 15%. That would mean that, but you see now you have less, you see this is where you gotta watch out. You have less altcoin tokens, the number of tokens. Remember up here, you had 5. Now you only have 4.6. And remember here on the right side with your stable coin, you had 50, but now you have 53 stable coins, right? So that will also, that is really, let's say this is where you have the difficulty of understanding, this is where let's say the thought process, or many people, they get scared of providing liquidity because that will actually fluctuate, right? So you commit a certain amount, but that can then change. Anyway, so we can see here now, altogether, you can see token value of, the new value is 53.6, and your stable coin is also 53, right? They always have to balance each other out. So the total value that you have now is 107, because, remember, the altcoin went up 15%, right? But you don't generate 15% on all your $100 that you put in. You only generate 15% on the $50, right? The stable coin, is as it is. So then you can say here, then you got total 107. Now here it also then shows you if you would have just hodl value, right? And if you would have just hodled and not provided liquidity, you would also have 100. You would have 107.5. Meaning that in this case, if you would have just hodled, you would have 0.24 something cent or whatever more. So here we're talking about an impermanent loss, for example, right? Already here, by providing liquidity, you lost out compared to if you would have only hodled. And then you can see here, it also shows the total value invested in liquidity pool is now 107.23. Total value, if you just had held, is 107.5. So the difference in permanent loss is 0.24. Now, I have done this before, but of course, I mean, I will just share it here with you guys. So you can go into whiteboard crypto, and then you can play yourself with that and understand. So of course, so yeah, that is, I hope you understand it. So this is, I like to, let's make a scenario if the price would actually fall, right? So we start from the beginning. We got 5 points of an altcoin at price 10.50. On the right side, we got the stable coin. Now let's say it goes down minus 15%, right? Goes down minus percent. Your stable coin doesn't. You just scroll down, and then you can see that you will then, in this case, if the price goes down of your altcoin, then you will have increased the number of altcoin tokens, which is now 5.4, and you do not have 50 stable coins anymore. You actually only have 46. Altogether, 50-50, they then total $92. And then you can go down and see here, if you would have hodled, you would have 92.5. Here, 92.2. But again, whiteboard crypto will exactly show you. So the total value invested in liquidity pool is 92.19. If you would have just held and not provided liquidity, then you would have, your position would be worth 92.5. So the difference in permanent loss is 0.33%. Now that we know that this is actually, now it's much more volatile if you do an altcoin versus an altcoin. You see, providing liquidity is not so dangerous, let's say, as it is to hold a volatile coin, buying it at the high, all-time high, and then it goes down 90%. Now that's a real shit show. What this calculator doesn't do is that it doesn't take into account how much percentage you were to gain from providing liquidity, right? Here it doesn't really assume about the rewards. And now let's go in. I actually think we should go in and look at Karura, because Karura home, and then let's go to the app. Because if you go in here, and here we have yeah, update. We gotta update that thing, update our extension. If you go in here, as I showed you before, so you go in, you go liquid staking. No, we don't go liquid staking, sorry, we go to earn. And then you can see, as we did, and as I have done now this week, pretty good, not, you know, a bit more for Kitty, is that we are providing liquidity to the pool of aUSD and air, right? And air is alt air, isn't that? Yeah, alt air, which is the ugly cousin of centrifuge, right? Bringing the tokenizing real world assets onto the blockchain. So that you can see, and we did this last week, right? We did it all together here. We actually provided, at that point, I don't know, I think it was like $50, and then the equal amount in air tokens. But you can see we are earning 211% APR, right? So even if the coin here, if alt air would go down, it wouldn't, you know, the impermanent loss that we would have by providing liquidity would be less than what we would earn by providing liquidity when it is at as high as 211. Now, we also have to be aware that providing liquidity, getting 211% on a stable coin and an altcoin pair, that doesn't last forever, right? So there are some things that are too good to be true, and then there are things where they're not only too good to be true, but it's a limited amount of time, right? So what I'm saying here, I really do, I think the Karura and Polkadot and Acala, I think that's, you know, that's main top contenders. Yeah? I really think they are, you know, straight as they come, right? Just like Joe Biden. No, but what I'm saying is, I think this is like a limited offer. It's like if you open up a new pizza shop, you're going to give away pizzas for the first 3 days for free. So this is obviously not going to last forever. But this is where you can really identify opportunities, because these new ecosystems, they want to attract, right? They want to attract liquidity. They want to, grow. And so how do they do that? By promoting good deals. So you can, I hope that explained it a little bit. Welcome to the chaos, Kusama. Yeah. I just gonna have a Bahama Mama moment here. All this talking, right? I mean, we're supposed to have a conversation, but I'm doing all the talking, for God's sake. So, but again, yeah. So currently, now that we are here on Karura, I mean, the opportunities on Karura, they're much better than on Acala. I mean, much better, much better. It's unbelievable. It is really unbelievable. You can see here, if you were to, first of all, if you were just, okay, you provide liquidity, stablecoin, air, 211%. You're going to go further down, aUSD, Kusama, 50%. Karura, aUSD, 50%, right? So there's, I really like it. And as you know, we have our portfolio contains a lot of stable coins. And so being able to generate this kind of return on stable coins is, I mean, you don't get that anywhere. Okay, let's get into what we were talking about yesterday. Yesterday, for those of you who were not here, let's go down and start. The Web3 Foundation, they have so far passed 400 project grants on Polkadot. And the Web3 Foundation, the organization responsible for allocating out grants on Polkadot, they have passed the milestone of 400 approved projects. Since launching in December 2018, Web3 Foundation has received hundreds and thousands of applications from projects looking to build in the Polkadot ecosystem, and the foundation approved roughly 40% of these submissions. So basically, if you get a grant, that means that you get a permission to build or to introduce your project, your existing project, your whatever it is you do. Basically, you are invited to join the Polkadot ecosystem if you receive a grant. Now, there's one thing that maybe that got lost yesterday. What is my main purpose when I do this live stream and channel? It is because I want us, you and I, to make a ton of money, and that's not financial advice, and I really try to guide you through this jungle. Now, if you remember, for the longest time, I have been, for the last 6 months, let's say, for the last 6 months, I have been telling you, you need to pick up DeFi, the main DeFi protocols, because you are not gonna, from my point of view, you're not gonna get them as cheap, and they are really important, right? And we can almost sing a song about them. Compound, Maker, Synthetics, Curve, right? I haven't mentioned Balancer so much, and I think I said Synthetics. I've been saying that, and it's not that I don't love all the other ones. We will get to them, but it was important for me that if you go in with them and you can buy Curve, Aave, Compound, Maker at 80 to 90%, sometimes discount, well then you got yourself a protocol, you got yourself tokens, you got yourself blue chips, which they're called in traditional finance, where I think you're not gonna get sad. Now you could go out and buy, XRP or another shit coin, and there's not the same probability from my point of view that they will succeed. So if you can get good shit, market leaders of tomorrow, quality over quantity, that's what you want to get. So what I wanted to show you yesterday was, or today also, is that why these coins, these protocols are bound to go only one way. And that's all. So we have to, I tried to make this slide for you. So we have to, I thought I was reading Monkey. You have to, I made it very quickly before we started. So, try to follow me. Out on the left, we have central bank. You see, we have to assume that at least when we are here, forget about this decentralized, trustless, permissionless, censorship-resistant future of the monetary block of the monetary system. From my point of view, that's not gonna happen. It's simply not. why would the governments in power, the central banks that have spent so much time and effort on exactly trying to control the global system, they're not going to give it away. So here at least, we will have to play and accept the fact, at least here on my analysis, is that the central bank digital current central bank digital currency, I think we've spoken a lot, is going to be built on Ethereum. Now it's going to be built on the permissioned blockchain, which is Quorum and R3 Corda. I think that we've spoken about this. Now, you could take here on the left, you could take it, also put the Fed, right? Or you could put the European Central Bank. You see, what is the future of finance, or what are we all doing on the Web 3.0? Everything that we're going to do within the Web 3.0 is to spend money, right? It is actually, you could say it's an ecosystem of consumption, right? Obviously, there are going to be some things that's easier, right? We can transfer easier, but it's a money web. It's a new infrastructure of buying and selling and storing, things. So this is I would say, the base layer. So once we have the central bank going to issue the new currency, they need, as we need in any society, we need to distribute the money among the people. So the first thing we need here is distribution, right? And then lending. I mean, I could have made this flow chart a little bit better, but as I said, quickly. So by distributing and getting the money among the people, we also then need the infrastructure. What is the financial infrastructure? Well, it is money market products. We need leverage providers. We need to be able to provide lending. We need futures and options, derivatives, right? Money market instruments. We need exchanges. And not only do we need money market products, we also need market makers that provide liquidity so that we have an exchange where supply and demand, they can meet each other. And that they're always, by providing liquidity, basically means that if you want to buy a certain thing at a certain time, that you can. And if somebody wants to sell at a certain time, that they can. That is providing liquidity. This is actually what I try to build out here with the central bank distribution of money, with lending, exchanges, market maker, providing liquidity, money market products such as leverage, interests, futures and options, is how we act. That is how the financial stock market and derivatives market work. So in today's world, if you compare it to the traditional finance, we got all these, they're called banks, basically, right? So we got Bank of America, we got JP Morgan, we got Goldman Sachs, we got Barclays, we got Deutsche Bank, we got HSBC. What else do we have? We got some other banks around, Santander and Merrill Lynch, but that got bought up, I think. So, we got around a lot of Japanese banks also. So they are going to be replaced with new banks, but they're not banks, right? They're platforms. And I believe they are Curve, Balancer, Synthetics, Compound, Uniswap, Maker, and Aave. So you could say that Uniswap, for example, is going to replace the New York Stock Exchange, Cetra, the CAC 40. Uniswap is basically going to be the global coin exchange. And then you can also somebody like Maker and Compound, they're basically like the banks providing lending opportunities. So if we take this into consideration, and that we really believe that these are the main protocols that is going to provide a functioning Web 3.0 platform where money is flowing, interest, and you can do all these things, I have, for many, as I said, many times I've been speaking about these coins. So what I wanted to show you yesterday is that as we have been speaking about the Polkadot Parachain slot auctions, there have been many names that nobody ever heard about, right? Like, how could it be that an Acala that really didn't have their own they hadn't developed anything. There were like 4 people working, or for that matter, a Star and Parallel. I mean, some of these protocols on Polkadot, they haven't nothing to show really, but they attracted millions and millions and millions, and Polkadot for that matter, billion valuation. Where did that money come from? Because you and I, we would not invest in something that where they don't have a track record, they don't have a product, they don't have clients. I mean, they basically have nothing, right? How did that happen? Well, so out of the parachains on Polkadot, we can see that, as I said yesterday, 11 are DeFi, 3 are smart contracts, and 6 are infrastructure. So remember, this is the base layer of providing money into circulation into a society or a system. So the first one is that I wanted to make an example out of is Equilibrium and Genchiro, right? Also another project that we didn't really hear about. What did they produce? What did they have? Why did they win a parachain auction so quick? Who supported them? Well, it's because now we know that they were basically bringing Curve to the Polkadot ecosystem. But let's read what, I just took the summary out of their announcement. The Web3 Foundation grant is completed and our Curve implementation to be launched on Genchiro first, our canary network on Kusama. Bringing Curve to Equilibrium's parachain is an important part of our plan to unleash the full potential of the DeFi market. Curve aims to use liquidity more efficiently than any other stablecoin decentralized exchange, already pushing 4 billion in total value locked. We will first add the Curve automated market maker to Genchiro, our planned Kusama-based parachain. After that, we will set up Genchiro's first stablecoin pool. Once we make sure that everything works as intended, we will deploy the same functionality to our planned Polkadot-based Equilibrium chain. Next steps, listen to this, is to implement fee distribution to Curve token holders. Oh, wait. Let me just see here. There we go. I don't know if you can see. Next step is to implement fee distribution to Curve chain token holders. I cannot read it here. Something I did wrong. I suck at like anybody here. They will be receiving distributions. So they will be receiving distributions in our native tokens, Equilibrium and GENS. Then GENS and EQ tokens will become available for Curve holders to claim. Curve holders will receive 0.02% fees on the swap volume from all the pools. So what Genchiro and Equilibrium they have done is that they take already a good protocol, a good product, a proven product, and bring it onto Polkadot. Now that doesn't mean that it's not good to invest in Equilibrium and into Genchiro, but if you hold Curve, you know that is bound to just grow. Because that is providing liquidity now cross-chain to the Polkadot ecosystem. When you jump on then to another example, and this is Acala and Karura, where is it that equals compound? So Acala received a compound grant to connect compound chain and Polkadot via Acala, actually via something that's called the Star port. Now, let me just here, I'll connect it, because you can go in here and you can read it for yourself if you want to go. It's not like I'm not trying to create any theories and so on. This is all public knowledge, right? So when you go in and read. We can also open up. Maybe it's better to open it up here, and then we can. Then you believe me more than our little slides here. So when you go in here, this was in April 2021. So Acala receives Compound grant to connect a Compound chain and Polkadot via Acala, right? So there we go. And then you can see here that what they basically see is Compound has recently launched a Compound Gateway testnet, a cross-chain money market built with Substrate. Now, Polkadot is a layer 0 protocol that merely provides shared proof of stake security and cross-chain communication for its connected parachains. Other chain-specific and application-specific logic, such as Ethereum Virtual Machine and smart contracts, are implemented on parachains. And then I like this. You can read it all here, but it's better if I read from my slides here. So you can see here in the middle, Acala's parachain plays the role of DeFi hub and a landing pad that aggregates assets and liquidity from a variety of blockchains. We will integrate Compound's cross-chain interface, Starport. This will enable us to bring Compound services and cash tokens, Compound's interest-bearing token to Acala and Polkadot, and introduce DOT and Liquid DOT, LDOT, as new collateral assets to the Compound money market. What more we have to say? We are confident this contribution will be beneficial to the Compound community, to Acala, and to the Polkadot ecosystem, creating a win-win situation with a more evolved and cheaper money market service, more collateral asset variety, and much wider user adoption across multiple blockchains. So basically, this is why I've been pushing for these big protocols. Because also Acala, I love them, but, in my heart, lots of love to them. But there were also like 4 people, and they didn't, create everything that Compound and Maker already had, right? So they're basically working together. It's called like a white label. And this one was the most obvious, right? That Centrifuge and Altair are working together with Aave. So Centrifuge, real-world asset market pool, real-world asset market on the Aave protocol. So you can also go in there, and they then work together with Tenlake, right? So I'm going to stop now because, I've made here my points, right? So real world asset market, the Aave market for real world assets go live. So basically, you can see it is Centrifuge and Altair bringing Aave to the Polkadot ecosystem with the opportunity to tokenize real world assets onto the blockchain. Finally, but not least, we had Moonbeam and Moonriver. They're getting the real big ones. That's also why, you're also going to ask yourself, how could it be that when Moonriver, their parachain auction and the reward that everybody got, it was amazing. It was unbelievable. And who knew about Moonriver and Moonbeam? Again, they had nothing to really show off, but yes, they did. Because Uniswap and Balancer Protocol are going to use Moonbeam and Moonriver in order to grant the Polkadot ecosystem access to the biggest, from my point of view, automated, decentralized market maker the world has yet to see, Uniswap. Now, let's go into the chit-chat, because I hope if there are any questions, then let me know, because I hope I could make it a little bit better. On the way, we're going to have ourselves a Bahama Mama. So, come on, guys. I hope somebody must have some comment. I was spending so much time on explaining this that I hope. Did you understand it? Just one write me that you understood it. Anyway, guys. Well, if there are no questions, then I would assume that everybody understood it, right? So that's good news. Good news. Then all I got to say is stay strong, stay the way you are, and I will see you soon. Very soon. I love you all, and remember, don't have a plan B, because the future finance is being built right in front of our eyes, and is being built on the the blockchain.
You know who has a plan B? The people that lose. That's a fact. The people who go all in, the people who burn the ships and leave themselves no other option but success. Those people are dedicating all their skills, all their resources, all their energy into producing a specific outcome. And if you're competing against someone who's going all in with every resource they have, and you're only going half in because you're half in and you're half out, guess what? You're gonna lose. So you guys out there with your plan B mentality, you need to take that and set it on fire, because all it's gonna get you is more of what you already have. Every single person that wins big, every single person that you look at, every single person that you're inspired by, every single person that you aspire to be like, they only have one plan, and that is they are gonna win or they are gonna die trying. All these people out there talking about, oh, well, if that doesn't work out, I'll just go back to this. Whatever this is, which happens to be their miserable life they have now, those people always lose.
What's the most important key to success? I think it's hunger. It's not getting satisfied. What matters is hunger. A hunger that doesn't go, a hunger to learn, a hunger to grow, a hunger to serve, a hunger to give, a hunger to create breakthroughs.
Every single day of my life, I feel like giving 100. Somebody said yesterday, E.T., you gave 120. What you gonna do tomorrow? I said, I don't know. Give 140. But I don't have days where I don't feel like it. Why? Because I'm counting on me. My wife's counting on me. My son's counting on me. I don't have days to wait.
You gotta talk like you got power even when you've been through shame. You gotta talk like you got power even when you've made mistakes. You gotta talk like you're getting up even though your bones are still in the valley. You gotta talk like you're going somewhere.
You have to take the hand you've been dealt and make the most of it. Nothing that's happened to you has stopped your destiny. Don't let one bad break, one injustice, one difficult season cause you to be sour. When we go through loss, things we don't understand, that victim mentality will always come knocking at the door. Instead of having a victim mentality, switch over to a victor mentality. That bad break is not how your story ends. The loss, the sickness, the injustice is not going to limit the rest of your life. You didn't like it, but what you can't see is it set you up for double.